Okay, so today we're going to be diving in with some fractions in our equation. Fractions are kind of a pain, and I know you guys probably feel that way too. They're just more work. It's more that you have to think about. So I have a great method of how to get rid of all the fractions all at once so that you don't have to deal with them. Okay, sounds like a good plan, right? Yeah. So let's just jump right in, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. All right. Hey guys, we're going to solve these just like we do our regular equations. But first, let's get rid of these fractions, okay? Because that's ugly. That's going to be a lot to solve, okay? Now looking at the denominators here, what would be a common denominator? 10. Okay? Well, we have that awesome rule. Goodness, like I'm right at the light. Hello. I tried so hard to follow your directions, and what am I still doing wrong? Can I bring my Chromebook up to you at lunch and you can just show me? Okay. Okay, sounds good. I've like gone in so many times because I keep getting your emails and I'm trying so hard to submit it and I'm like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Is next. Okay, thanks. Sorry, Zach. Bye. Okay, technology, let me tell you. All right, so we decided that a common denominator here would be 10. Well, and we have that awesome rule that says, hey, if I do something to one side, I have to do it to the other. My equation stays balanced. We're all good. So if I were to multiply both sides of the equation by 10, then it would still be balanced. The equation would still be true. And look what happens. 10 times w divided by 10 is just w. 10 times 3/5 is 6. 4/5 times 10 is 8. Voila, it's like magic, right? Pull out my magic wand, fractions are gone, okay? W plus 6 is equal to 8 is a lot easier to wrap your mind around, right? Yes. Wait, hold on. I know there's a lot of questions, so let's go one at a time. Trent. Yeah, because look this is 10 times w over 10. 10 divided by 10 is just 1. It cancels out. Okay, next question. Who still has a question for me? Yes, Olive. Here, great question. So I'm doing 10 times 3/5. Well, remember, when you're multiplying fractions, you just multiply straight across. And 10 is the same as 10 over 1. So this would be 30 over 5, which is just 6. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you have 4/5 here times 10. Remember that 10 is the same as 10 over 1. Multiply straight across. This is 40 and 5, which is 8. Okay, any other questions? All right, so let's finish solving this now that it's a super easy equation. I'm going to subtract 6 here. I'm going to subtract 6 here. And we have w is equal to 2. Okay, now the checking on these fraction problems can get pretty tricky. Like, I would recommend kind of like trying to check it, but there will be times when it's more work to try to check it than it was to solve it. But if we did plug 2 in here, This would reduce to 1/5. 1/5 plus 3/5 is 4/5. So yeah, it does work. Irvin. For the fractions, I don't require a check, okay? But every other time, I do require that you check your answer. Because there won't always be an answer checker. An answer checker is just what I do in here, okay? But in the real world, in all your other math classes, I can't guarantee that there will be an answer checker, so you have to know how to check your own answers, okay? But for fractions, like I said, it can sometimes be really tricky to check your answers and more work than it is worth, okay? Let's do another example. All right. What's my common denominator? 12. Awesome. So 12 is going to be our magic wand here. So I'm going to multiply this whole side by 12 and this whole side by 12. You're basically multiplying every single term in this equation by 12. So 12 times negative 2 is negative 24. 1/4 of 12 is what? 3. So this is 3v. 1/3 of 12 is, what is it? 4. Good. And like I said before, once you do that, this is so much easier, right? No fractions, easy to solve. It's going to be great. Yes, Irvin. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, it's like the distributive property when we did like 12. Like when we did equations, we always assumed that we consider this one term. Yeah, Trent.
So how do you get 12? How do you
Because the denominators of my fractions are 4 and 3. So you want the smallest number that they both go into. Because we couldn't use 4, because then you would still be stuck with a denominator of 3. We couldn't use 3, because then you'd still be stuck with a denominator of 4. But if we use 12, it gets rid of all the denominators. And that is the goal, to get rid of all the fractions. Okay? So let's go ahead and finish solving this. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So negative 28 is equal to 3v. Divide both sides by 3. Okay. Now, a lot of times when you're doing these types of problems, you're going to end up with fractional answers. That is totally fine. So you can put it in the answer checker as 28/3, negative 28/3, or you can switch it to a mixed number and do negative 9 space 1/3, not half, 1/3. Okay, I set up the answer checker so that it will take the improper fraction and the mixed number. So whichever one you want to put in is fine. Okay, guys, any questions on that one? You guys have excellent questions. Kaden.
So do we just put in minus 28 over 3, or do we put in the equal to v?
Just the number portion not equal to v. Yeah. Any other questions on this problem before we do another example? Okay, let's do one more example so we get all those questions out. This is 1/2 m plus 1/8 is equal to 11/8. Okay, what is our common denominator? 8. 8 it is. So that means I'm going to multiply this side by 8 and this whole side by 8 as well. And what's half of 8? 4. So this is going to be 4m. 8 8 times 1/8 is what?
1.
1. And 11/8 times 8 is 11. Good. See, getting rid of those fractions is awesome. Because now you have something a lot easier to work with. So here I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. So I'm left with 4m is equal to 10. Divide both sides by 4. And to get that m is equal to, now you do need to reduce it. So you can leave it as an improper fraction, but make sure you reduce it. So you could do 5 halves, or you can do 2 and 1 half like that in the answer checker, with just one space between the whole number portion and the fraction. Okay, practice it. Hey guys, try this problem right here and see if you can do it. All right, guys, let's check it out. It looks like most people that I saw got the common denominator. What is the common denominator? 15. Fabulous. So we're going to multiply by 15 here, and we're going to multiply this whole side by 15 as well. Like I said before, we're basically multiplying every single term by 15. Well, here, 15, what is 15 times 11 fifths? 33, good. If you want to do it the long way, you can multiply 15 times 11 and then divide it by 5. But I like to do 15 divided by 5 first and get 3, and then 3 times 11 is 33. Okay, what is 15 times 2/3?
10x.
Good job. And this one's negative 90, right? Okay. Did I do that right? Is it negative 90? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to subtract 33 from both sides. This is going to cancel out. Then you get 10x is equal to negative 123. Divide both sides by 10. And you get that x is equal to, you can either put it in as negative 123 tenths, because that can't be simplified, or you can do negative 12 and 3 tenths is fine as well. Okay. All right, so you guys have a good chunk of time here to get some practice on the homework. I'm going to walk around and help, okay? So let me know if you guys have any questions.